Dear chess friends, welcome at the Royal Chess Channel. My name is Manik Mikulas. I want to show you game between Lagrave and Alekseenko. It was Caro Cann. Now white played f3. Possible is, for example, knight c3 or e5 or ed cd. Okay, white played f3. Black played d takes e4. This position is very unusual and interesting. For example, black can play e6, and after knight c3, knight f6, e5, knight fd7, f4. Now we transpose to the French, or bishop b4 immediately. Black won't sometimes take on e4 and e5. For example, knight g2. This is also very unclear position. Or interesting is also queen b6, knight c3, e6, a3. a3 is idea. Play, for example, bishop e3, and black cannot take on b2 because knight a4 and black is losing the queen. Okay, e6. This is also French. Or queen b6, a3, knight f6, and this is also French. Okay, let's go back to the game. Black took on e4, white took an e5. Now game started because both players play very quick and didn't spend any time, so both they know position. So e5, white play knight f3. The e5 is mistake because check and black is winning. But e5, knight f3, bishop g4. Interesting move. For example, e takes d4 is also possible, but at this position white can sacrifice pawn. For example, bishop c4, simple plan castle and attack f7. For example, knight f6, castle, threatening knight g5, sometimes knight e5. And this position is very good for white, because white will win pawn back and better position. Okay, bishop g4, white plays c3. D takes e5 give nothing because black can go to ending, but after h3 black just play long castle, threatening knight takes e5, but this position is maybe a little better for white. But after d takes e5, best move is knight d7, black is threatening knight takes e5, and this position should be okay for black. So bishop g4, c3, black played knight f6, and now also interesting was e takes d4, but c takes d4, bishop f3, g takes f3. This is also little better for white because two bishops and more space, so even check. I can also go king e2. It's without castle, but good position. His ending is better for white. Okay, let's go back to the game. Knight f6, bishop c4, queen c7, d takes e5, bishop takes f3. Possible is knight takes e4, but after bishop f4, white should be better. For example, knight c5, castle, f7 is weak. And this position is better for white. For example, queen e1. But black play bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, queen takes e5. And now I played bishop f4. Sacrifice pawn. What can black do? Now black thought like for 24 minutes and played queen h5. Black was afraid take pawn on e4 because white just play change queens and play knight d2. And very good compensation for a pawn. So, for example, knight takes d2, king takes d2, f7 is weak, and black is without castle. For example, this position, f7 is hanging. For example, this don't work because bishop e6 or knight d2, knight d6, castle. Theoretic simple rook e1 check. For example, knight d7 check. This is losing. King d8, bishop b3. Knight is hanging. This is also winning. So what can black do? For example, knight c5 after knight d2. Castle, knight bd7 check. This is also much better for white. Knight g5, knight e5. Much better position. Okay. Black played queen h5. White played knight d2. Also was possible change on h5 and, for example, bishop c7. White is better, but knight d2 is better move because white completes development. So knight d2, black play knight bd7, castle, knight b6, bishop b3, bishop b7. Now white play rook h g1. Also possible was rook h f1 because black want e5 and rook on f file is very good. For example, this position, black is pawn more, but after g4 position is bishop g5 is losing. But at the game happened rook a g1, black changed queens. White played g takes f3. Also knight takes f3 was good. This position is also much better for white because two bishops and more space, so but white took with pawn, g takes f3, black plays g6, white played knight c4. Also possible was bishop h6, rook g8, a3, for example knight fd7, king c2. White is much better this position. Okay, let's go back to the game. White played knight c4, black took on c4, white took. Now black played b5. Possible was castle, but after e5, knight h5, bishop b3, threatening rook d7, for example rook d8. White can just take on d8, bishop d8 or rook d8. White is winning pawn. Again some compensation, but white is much better. Okay, the game happened b5, bishop b3, knight d7. Now black sacrifice pawn, because after bishop takes f7, king takes f7, rook takes d7, white is pawn up and very good position. Okay, let's go back. Bishop b3, possible was a6. Now is equal material, but white is better. So black sacrifice pawn for initiative, and king e6, rook c7. Because black blocks f5 and it's not easy win this for white. Now white play rook c7. I think better was rook gd1, because this position I think is winning, because e-pawn is very strong, but maybe at the game rook c7 is also winning. But okay, rook takes c8, bishop b3, a5, king d2, a4, f4. White goes sometimes f5 and win the position. King f3, rook d8, rook c1. White wants c4 and open the position. Rook d1. Now black changed the rooks, but what he can do? For example, rook b7, white just play rook d5 and wait, and black have no contra play, and this is winning, because GC is weak and e5, king e4 is winning position, because only active move rook d3, but after king e4 is losing, because now white win the c pawn or a4 pawn is winning. So black changed the rooks, b3, a3. For example, a takes b3 is winning, because f5, and now king d3, king e4 is position is winning. Okay, let's go back. Rook d1, and now white play king d3, bishop f8, bishop f2. White won't just play f5 and win position, so this position, white was threatening f5, so black play h5, king f3, bishop f8, And now after e5 is winning. Now black resigned, for example. Bishop c7. And this. Now have black no move. Because if go with king d5. And this is winning. I hope you enjoyed this video. We will meet again. Bye.